Yeah. So, if anyone decides to come watch, this is welcome to my first ever episode of living in Georgia. Pros and cons of this. Well, I could go on and on about the bad parts of this, but I will not, because majority of it isn't. Never mind. Never mind. No, anyway. Got lots of cool stuff to do here. Dogs like God are just amazing. Okay? I understand. There's no one watching this. Anyway. So, the main reason I decided to stream was because I was going to do art. I was going to draw today. Also, I was going to talk about my current experiences that are going on here in Georgia. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on here. For example, as I'm pretty sure you could already tell, my room looks different than it did before. And that's because I have a new room. And a new room means a brand new gaming desk. And a brand new desk. Now, I understand that this is kind of a strange adjustment. However, fear not. Because I remember how to use this chair. Oh, hello, Jellycat. This is about one of the most embarrassing things I've ever done. A live stream. Okay, I gotta, hold on. Gotta, pop it down a little bit. Crap, I'm gonna have to prop it up against the wall, which is one of the things I have been most terrified to do. Because I need this iPad. Because I really need this iPad. Because I really need this iPad. Okay. So, my entire wall is pink. Also, I decided I was going to make human designs for Wander Over Yonder characters, because why not? Also because yes! I'm sorry, I'm turning on my, I'm turning on my seizure lights. So, you know, if you're sensitive to flashing lights, I'm sorry. Because these are my seizure lights for a reason. This is my reason. Just this. This is the reason. Also, sword. I present to you, sword. Ha! love this thing so much. Oh, also. This thing has flashing lights, so I may use it for skits. So I might start making skits with this. I am most definitely going to start making skits with this. Because this thing is freaking cool. I'm sorry. Okay, that's all from the sword. That's all for my sword. That's all from my extremely cool sword. Okay. So I started coloring in my designs at like 1 in the morning last night. Because I was bored. And I couldn't sleep. Anyway. Crap. I'm gonna be back in like just a minute because I need to go grab my notebook. Or I put my wait a minute. Never mind. I think this is the dumbest thing I've ever done. Anyway, let's do some fixing, I guess. What is wrong with me? Okay. Well, first of all, I don't like this. I really don't like this. I don't like this. Now, sometimes I get really lazy when I'm erasing some crap. And then this happens. Within the span of 10 minutes. I'm sorry, I don't know if you can see that. Then this happens. All of the blur happens. All of the little eraser blur happens within 10 minutes. Within one singular minute. All of the eraser junk, all of the not fully erased junk is still there. Now, if it had to do with like if the hair wasn't was partially see-through, you know, like partially clear, then I'd be fine with it. But normally, but a majority of the time I am not. Now, big stretch. Okay. So, one of the important things about art. You can do hair in big clumps. But if you're going for detail, that part would take you hours. I would know that has happened to me. I attempted, but eventually I just got sick of it after 5 minutes. After about 5 minutes of working on it, I just got sick of it. So, I mean, wouldn't really recommend that. Would not recommend that. Wouldn't really recommend, trying to go for detail. Going for detail is... Well, going for detail sucks. Well, details suck. A majority of the time, background details absolutely suck. It's because a majority of my drawings are just... Hold on. extremely similar to this. Please ignore the back of this. I had to do both on one sheet of paper so I don't look inconspicuous. So I don't look like a weirdo. Putting my drawings together with just paper clips. With only paper clips, because that's happened to me before. And it filled up my friggin' binder. And it filled up an entire friggin' binder of just this. My entire binder was full with this. Was full of this. I kid you not. And it probably still is today. And it quite possibly still is today. Now, my sketchbook, however, my sketchbook is a far, more normal thing. And I take that, and now please take that with a mountain of salt. Just take that with a mountain of salt. Like, a mountain the size of Mount Everest of salt. Just all of salt. Because this is a majority of my sketchbook. Just Enna. And FNAF. And crap. And one crappy drawing of an Owl House character that my brother scribbled all over in pencil. Also, a singular self-insert. But there are gonna be more. But there are quite possibly going to be more. I like to believe that my art is stupid. Which is why a majority of Ink's paintbrush is colored in, except the part that I forgot. Except the actual brush part. So, you know, it's the entire handle I colored in. Moving on. Never mind. Now this is a perfect example of eraser remnants that are all over my drawings. Just eraser remnant left all over the place. Now I decided to redraw an OC I made like a year ago. Yes, I know. The stupidest thing ever. Or at least one of the dumbest things ever. But she mad because someone hurt her friend. I made this in PE. When a 6th grader got kicked in the face. Yes, I am serious. Okay, so now this has turned into story time. Okay, story time. So, we were in the PE gym. We were playing a game, as usual. As usual for 3 days of the week. And yes, we only have 2 days of homework. We only have 2 days in the material week of homework. We only have 2 days in the school week of homework. I know. Our teachers are insane. And when I do get math homework, it's an insane amount. Okay? Like, seriously, last time we had math homework, I didn't even get to finish it. Anyway, so we were in gym, and I was sitting out because my antidepressants my body decided to get used to my antidepressants. So now I need a higher dose. I've needed that for like 2 days now. Maybe longer. Anyway. So basically what happened was I think it might have been a 7th or 8th grader. For context on this, the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders all have gym together, but the high schoolers and above, but like the juniors in high school, like the sophomores and above, have like their own PE gym time. Either that or they play in the other gym. I don't know. I don't know any of this stuff. I'm just a 7th grader. I am just a pathetic 7th grader. However, there was far more that happened then than I could have ever guessed. So what happened was, I think 2 of the 7th or 8th graders, one of the 7th or 8th graders was going after the ball in the game we were playing. And my 6th grade friend, who is also friends with my 8th grade friend, it is convenient that I have friends in every grade except mine. In middle school, in every grade except mine. Anyway. I'm sorry. Anyway. Oh, what? It's gone. I'm sorry. I had a spot up here, and I'm pretty sure. Nope, it is not gone. It is not gone. That is not gone. So, the 6th grader was trying to get the ball the moment they were going to get it. Now, this is the part that I find completely unacceptable. Even if they were going after the game, even if they were going after the ball, even if it's a rough game, I don't care. This was unacceptable. So instead of just stopping and just asking her for the ball, which she would have given it to them, instead of stopping and asking for the ball, they kicked her in the face. Let me repeat that, okay? They kicked her in the face. Okay? Like, she was just having the ball, like, yay. And then one of the boys just runs up to her and kicks her in the face and then takes the ball and runs away. And the worst part about this is, I don't think any of them got punished for it. I don't think any of them did. They had to have, like, had some sort of consequence for this, but they didn't. The same sort of thing happened at my old school with the zero tolerance of bullying, and then it happened anyway. I am scared that that's going to be the same thing. That the same thing is going to happen here. This is one of my greatest fears about being here. That something is going to happen. Like, eventually. Like, eventually something terrible is going to happen. And I'm gonna be the victim of it. I'm calling it now. I am calling it now. I'm gonna be the victim of something extremely terrible. And very rude. And no one's gonna do a thing about it. I swear, no one is gonna do a thing about it. That happened at my old school. My teacher was bullying me, the kids were bullying me, everyone was. I mean, except for my other two teachers who actually liked me. I'm quoting my English teacher on this. My ex-English teacher on this. He called me defiant, a disturbance, and possibly extremely rude. So, for context on the whole extremely rude part, I have a very short fuse. So, if you tell me something that I don't like, I'm gonna get mad about it. And I am probably going to punch someone in the face. But that's not the point. I have a short fuse, so if you tell me something I don't like, then I'm gonna get really mad about it. I'm gonna get really mad about it. And so what happened was, one time, I am continuing story time while I'm coloring. Continuing story time. So what happened that time was that at one point in the year, someone, one of the extremely rude boys, with a name I am not going to call out, because I don't know how many people are going to watch this after it's live. I'm not going to call his name out because, well, for privacy reasons. And because he probably wouldn't want that. He probably wouldn't want to be embarrassed about this. He would not want to be called out for this. He would most definitely not want to be called out for this. But one of the extremely rude boys in my class last year, I was stuck sitting at the table next to him because my English teacher decided that he should pick seats. No matter where we wanted to sit, he picked the seats and where we sat. So, yeah, that was a complete and utter disaster. I'll say that. I'll say that right now. That was a complete and utter disaster. Everyone hated it. Okay? Now, the boy I was sitting next to, we're gonna call him, I think I'm gonna call him, and yes, I'm making a Wander Over Yonder reference by saying this, but I'm gonna call him Lord Hater. So, Lord Hater decides that he is going to make a quick comment, because he asks me why I continue to fall asleep. I point out that I am depressed, and I don't think I had my medicine at that time. And if I did, then I probably was still taking it in the morning, even though it made me tired. It made me hyper the first time I took it, but from then on, it just made me tired. So now I'm taking it before bed, okay? So, what happened was, Lord Hater asked me if I was okay because I kept falling asleep in class, and that I should fix my sleep schedule. And so I point out to him that I'm depressed and my medicine, and I should be taking my medicine at night before bed. But the first time it made me hyper, so that's when we were taking it. So we were taking it in the morning. Now, then, Lord Hater says to my face, just stop being depressed. And then I say to him, thank you very much. I think I'll get right on that. Now, I told insert English teacher's name here about this. And what did he do about it? Zero. Nada. Nothing. The same happened when I told him about everything that was going on with me. Everyone being rude to me, everyone laughing at me, everything. And what did he do? Say it with me, chat. Nothing. Zero, nada, not a thing. Nothing. Nothing entirely. Absolutely nothing. Now, I think one of the things to point out here is that the other teachers cared about me, so they did something. This was a little thing that happened. He caught me with my short fuse that someone had set off. That someone, I don't remember who it was in my class, but I think it was one of the girls. Because let's be honest, teenage girls are mean. Teenage girls are cruel. Anyway, so I was working on something. I was working on the thing I was supposed to be working on at that moment. Now, of course, they weren't. They were goofing off and being insane. And being rude, as teenagers do. Now, I'm sorry. So, the thing that happened then was, she had said something rude to me. I don't remember what it was, but I started the day off on a bad note. I think this was that day when when AISSATOU, I'm not saying her name publicly because, well, I'm 100% sure she would not like that. Now, what happened was, A had chosen violence and death. Now, A woke up and chose violence. Now, what happened with A was, I was having a hard time opening my locker because it was my first year having them. Okay? I wasn't quite 100% used to my lock, and it was really hard to use. Okay? Like, I was pretty sure that it was broken for me. Because it liked everyone else. Like, everyone else would be able to open it, but I couldn't. Up until, like, the 3rd or 4th 9 weeks. Up until, like, the end of the year. Now, the important thing to note was, I had done nothing to this girl yet. In the day. Okay? It was way too early for me to have done anything to her. So, I was at my locker, opening it up, you know, getting the stuff I needed out for English. You know, everything was normal. Now, I was having a hard time because my locker woke up and chose violence. Now, because my lock woke up and chose violence. Because my lock woke up and chose violence. Now, the important thing was that I sucked at opening it. And so A decided to say to me, well, at least I can open my locker. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, insulted her, even though I completely didn't mean it. I was just in a horrible mood that morning. I was in a horrible mood that morning because I chose to insult A. Okay? I woke up in a horrible mood, and I chose to be rude to Ice Spice. That's what I'm calling her now. That's what I'm calling her. And so, I got upset because I was the smartest one in the class, except Lord Hater decided to fail me. Dylan. No, Dylan, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry. Now, if Dylan ever decides to watch this, screw him. Because Dylan was a jerk. Now, Dylan is a jerk. Screw Dylan. He sucks. Okay? He was terrible. Okay? I mean, I was mean, sure, but I mean, I understand being that I was the idiot that decided to have said anything. I whisper under my breath about how I'm going to kill all these idiots because I was the smartest one in the class. And I was clearly doing the best out of all of them. Every time I chose to answer one of insert English teacher's name here questions. Actually, I'm gonna give him a name too, so I don't have to continuously say that. I'm taking the one actually evil character from Wander Over Yonder. Lord Dominator. I'll say that. So Lord Dominator chose to fail me all year. Okay? And as soon as I said that, he just said, bingo. He emailed my mom about it. And you'll never guess where I went. Secondary school. Because of Lord Dominator hating my guts. Because of Lord Dominator hating my guts. Now, one of the things to note about this, I had done nothing wrong to him. Okay, I had done nothing bad to him. I had done nothing wrong to Dominator. So Dominator decided to be a prick every day of school. Every day of school, Lord Dominator chose to be a prick. Now I'm going to take one of the quotes from one of Riftrocity's videos that I watched a lot, saying a lot of things is flowy, and I'm going to quote that. I've met a lot of pricks in my life, but you, sir, are the whole cactus. But you, sir, are the whole cactus. I know a lot of pricks, but you, sir, are the whole cactus. But you, sir, are the whole cactus. Because he was. I mean, he was just a cactus. He was such a jerk. He had no reason to do any of this to me. He just chose to. Now, one of the other things that happened that year. Okay. He had done and said a lot of very rude things to me. Okay, that part's obvious. That part is extremely obvious. But, I'm moving this. I am moving this. I have to put the thing upside down because I'm charging it. I have to put my iPad upside down because I'm charging it. I'm so sorry if the stream got all weird. Oh wait, I figured out. I think I know how to fix it. Hold on. Okay, I think I figured out how to fix it. Hold on. I am at the limit of how much crap I have taken. Dang it. Never mind, guess we're not doing that. Guess iPad charging isn't an option at this current moment. But I have to. Anyway, so, the important part about Dominator was that Dominator was a prick and a cactus. He was the whole cactus. Now, if insert English teacher here if Dominator ever sees this is for him. I swear. I am just... Ugh. This is where I've met my limit. No, this is about where I met my limit. So, bullying is nothing like what you see on TV. Okay? Bullying is nothing like that. Bullying is not what you see in TV or movies. Okay? It is not. Okay? It is not. It is people acting nice to you so they can get your secrets and then laughing at you behind your back. We read Drums, Girls, and Dangerous Pie last year. Now, after that, Drums, Girls, and Dangerous Pie became one of my all-time favorite books. Seriously, if you haven't read it, go check it out. It is amazing. That book is just amazing. I love it. I swear, I loved it. That book was a delight to read. Now, anyway. So, I'm not going to spoil too much, but near the end of the book, a girl named Samantha dies. Okay? Now, for me, that was extra tragic because of how much loss I've had in my entire life. Okay? Now, it hit me even harder than it did everybody else because I understand what it feels like. It's a whole mix of emotions of just tragedy, depression, and just pain all around. Okay? Loss is never easy. Now, everyone I name in this stream is going to be named after Wander Over Yonder characters, or at least that's what I'm going to call them for privacy reasons. Now, Ice Spice is going to be Commander Peepers, and her friends are going to be the Watchdogs, because they make sense. Because that part makes sense. They listened to everything she told them about me, and about everything. Anyway, the reason I was sick of him so quickly was because of the drama. Okay, I am not one for drama. I've never been one for drama. And I will never in my life like an inch of drama. Okay? That's all they were about. All they were about was drama. Okay? And so I hated them. Well, because of those obvious reasons. Now, the Watchdogs and Commander Peepers were laughing at Samantha's death. And they're just like, haha, what a funny joke. And I'm like, that wasn't a joke. She actually died. She quite literally actually died. Why would they joke about this? About something like this? Why would anyone want to joke about this? Well, I, for one, was extremely offended by their laughing at this. Because death isn't a joke. Never is, never will be. Okay? Never has been, never will be. Now, one of the important things to note about them was they were jerks. They weren't the whole cactus, but they were a few pricks in the cactus. The whole school was the cactus. Okay? I mean, except for the teachers that I liked, and the ones that were actually nice to me. And I mean, the 7th grade class I got into last year.
Hey, Kate?
Yeah?
Did you want to, you were thinking that we needed to go to Costco and do a little bit of running around, and
Okay.
we might go to Kohl's, try to find you some more pants, that you could lounge around in, and then we could get some lunch. Does that sound like a plan?
Sure.
Okie dokie.
I'll be out in a few minutes. Now.
Okay, I'll take the dogs out.
Okay. Cool. So, one of the important things to note was Lord Dominator was a jerk. Okay? Now notice, I am only calling them the villains because they were. They were like the villains. They were extremely similar to the villains of Wander Over Yonder. Now, I am going to be calling my friend group the Good Guys. Which, the main 3 you have to know about, I'm going to call Wander, Sylvia, and this one isn't a Wander Over Yonder reference. This one is a Billy Bust Up reference. If you haven't heard of it, go check it out. I'm going to put a link to the itch.io page in the description. You have to go check it out. Okay? It is amazing. It is just such an amazing game, okay? You gotta believe me. This game is awesome. Okay? I've been following the progress and development ever since one of the newer characters, Barnaby, came out, and everyone loves him. Anyway, so I'm going to call my other friend Barnaby. Either that or Fantokyo. It's probably going to change time to time. Please don't mind that. Because I can't pick one of them, so I'm going to do both. Now, Wander, being one of the friends I've kept in contact with all of the time since I moved here. Well, ever since I got her phone number, I've kept in contact with her for a while. Okay? Now, the reason I'm calling her Wander is because Wander, he sticks with his friends, you know? He sticks with all his friends throughout the entire show. Okay, that part's obvious. Now, Sylvia is more protective of her friends and all that. Barnaby is the silly, crazy one. From Billy Bust Up, Barnaby is the silly one. He's like all over the place. Everywhere. He's just everywhere all over the place. Which is why I'm calling her Barnaby. Because Barnaby is silly. Because Barnaby is a silly. Now, Wander is one of the best friends I've ever had in my life, because I've been with her since kindergarten. We've been good friends for a while, for a long while. Now, the important thing to note about Wander is a good friend. And Wander has stuck with me ever since I met what are we gonna call her? What are we gonna call her? We're gonna call her AC. Even after I met AC. Now, I could go on and on about AC, okay? AC was quite possibly a stalker. AC was in love with me and quite possibly a stalker. Okay? I mean, AC, if you get to watch this, I'm sorry if I'm being rude about any of this. But seriously, I mean, it was weird. Even when I was in secondary school, AC still found a way to get to me. Yeah, she continuously kept emailing me. Like, where have you been? Did you get expelled? If you did, how? All this stuff. She asked me personal things, extremely personal things, that I didn't feel like telling anyone. Nonetheless, her. Now, one of the other things that AC did was she stuck around with me all the time. I found me and her in a similar situation with the bullying. Other than that, me and her had nothing in common, okay? Me and AC, we weren't a thing at all. But she wanted us to become a thing, like an item. She wanted us to become an item, basically. She wanted me and her to become an item, and I didn't really want that since, well, I'm not a lesbian. Since, well, I am not a lesbian. Since, well, I am not a lesbian. Lesbian. Since I am not a lesbian. And so, yeah. I am a bisexual. Bisexual. But the way I got this was from a good friend of mine, of whom we are both into Undertale, an Underverse, and everything of that caliber. Now, if you're confused, no worries. The entirety of Underverse is on YouTube. They're working on Point 7 Part 2. Also, Nyx, Jakey, you two are doing great. You two are doing great. Take your time. But seriously, where is it? It's almost been a year, and I'm actually starting to get worried. I am actually beginning to get extremely worried that it's going to be like last time. It's going to be like last time. I'm terrified that that's going to happen. But if it does, then that's fine too. I don't really mind. As long as it doesn't, like, take 3 years or something. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. Now. I'm getting off track, sorry. And I'm gonna call her Nightmare. For one of the primary villains in Underverse. Of whom is most likely going to come back if Cross ever dies. If Cross ever decides to die. Anyway, I'm sorry. Now, yeah. I'm done with story time, and I am pretty sure I took up a majority of my hour. And, yeah. Later, me and, once I get done with this, me and my uncle and aunt are going to go out to Costco and look around. We're going to go get me some more lounging pants. And actual pants. Because, I mean, there are a lot of places in this accursed state that are cold as heck. That's one of the cons of this entire place. So, yeah. I'm going to wait just like one more minute. But, yeah. That was just about my info dump. My entire my entire life story up to now about, except for all the personal stuff that I don't feel like sharing. I hope that's okay with anyone that actually watches this. I know this is a very long stream. It's a very long thing. But I promise I'm done now. Bye, guys.